And this is my laboratory, is the Hawaii Dental Lab. And my laboratory location is in Taipei, is the main city of Taiwan. And it's the main city, so everything is very expensive, includes the apartment and the food, everything. So my laboratory is not very big to compare the China laboratory. But I think it's not bad, it's the medium size in Taiwan. Okay. And here is the work area. And my laboratory, I like the open space. I don't like so many different rooms, so I like the open and the wide space. And this area is the waste up and the metal treatment. And this area is the ceramic adjuster. And this room is the only special room. It's just it's the ceramics room. And my laboratory all work about staining, layering in here. And this is my staff and my co-work. And they are work very well and work very hard. So I'm very thankful for them. And I also have so many different brand furnace, maybe the Biomimic, Cervical, Aidite. Yeah. And we can go to the outside. We tend to see. This area is about the modeling. Yeah, this is the model work, and to here is to pour the stone and the adjuster and the cutting. And I also I have the air conditioning and the air machine to make the air is more clear, not very dirty. So I think my employees, their health is not bad. Yeah, and this area is the KK department. And the outside is for the trying and the fit and adjust the zirconia or the silicate. And the inside room, okay. This room is the department and led to designer and the scanner in this room. And I have the Gongtang system, or also I have the Aidite scanner. Yeah. And this room is a mini room. I also have the different brand mini machine. And I especially like the Gongtang. The mini machine is very precise and high quality for me. And I also have another new, the Gongtang M1 is not arrived, but almost maybe next week I will arrive with my new machine. And I also have a Ceramic. And this is a sintery furnace. And I also use a lot of Aidite zirconia. And in my daily work, I almost just use the 3D Pro. Yeah, 90% case is use the 3D Pro because this is a very nice material, can good for any indication. Yeah, and this is my laboratory, but then my workplace is not in this floor because my laboratory have the 2 floors. And I will take you to the 2nd floor. Yeah. Because my laboratory have so many doors, so you can do through a different way and very convenient. And my work studio and the classroom in the 2nd floor. I have a big place for the training center, and sometimes I will internal training for my employee in here. Sometimes always to borrow it for my customer or my friend. Some company will rent my place to hold the course, and including me, sometimes will hold the hands-on course in here. So this is my training center. Yeah, I like this. Is it's more warm and peace. Yeah, because almost time this floor just only 3 guys, me and my 2 staff. And this area is my studio room. Yeah, this is the big space, just only me and my two employees. And this is their workplace. Yeah, and now they are not on set. Yeah, not on their set. Yeah, and this area is my workplace. I in here, this is my set, my chair. I in here to layering and staining and do my ceramic work. And this place is I sit here to adjust and the cutting and sometimes waist up and check so many things. And I also have a microscope. And this room is my rest room, is my special room. Sometimes I'm tired or I want to get the peace. I will in this room. Yeah, I collection a lot of the work about the work, the book. Maybe like the QDT, maybe like the Shikakikon from Japan, or maybe the lab light. I have a lot of work. Yeah, because sometimes we need to learning and we will forget something. I can to check. So this is very good the tool book. And this is my collection is the Japan toy is the Mazinga. Yeah, and we lost a little time, but now is the real time. I'm just to introduction about the Aidite, the new material, Biomic. Okay, now let me to start it. I will show you some the presentation and the slides. What is the Biomic and what is the advantage? Okay, now we start to introduction about what is the Biomic. Biomic is the bio and the mimic to combine. Be the one word is a new word is a brand name is a mean Biomic. Let mean is the bio and the mimic. So they wanted to copy and the mimic and the simulation the neutral teeth. So this is a very nice material and a nice target for Aidite and for every technician. And what is the Biomic the property and advantage? In Biomic is the all-in-one. Is the all-in-one set for every different material. You can to use it to stand in the outside, and this is a very nice the external stand set for you. And we can to use it on the metal ceramic and glaze ceramic or ceramic layering or monolithic or zirconia ceramic. So this is very convenient and easy, and is the high color stability and the position. Why? Because you can to bake so many times and the color is very stable, and the lead is also can to micro shaping. You can to adjust your contour and the shape because this is a liquefied ceramic, and it also have a very nice 3D glaze and have the high fluorescence and the light dynamic and very like the neutral teeth and like the porcelain layering. And they also have the larger and stable porcelain powder inside, and the lead is very good, the wear resistant. So this is a nice material, and I will show you the more detail. And what is the all-in-one? We can to back to the 718 to 810 to external stain on the metal ceramic, and we also can do stain low temperature. Maybe on the low, we can do stain the low temperature on the glaze ceramic, like the EMS or the monolithic or the Coleman or the displays. Everything in this case is no problem, and it's a very low temperature, and the 710 to the 730, and especially is a very important material is the zirconia restoration. We can to use it to stain on the zirconia ceramic, include the layering crown and over the monolithic crown. And even is the high temperature, maybe like the creation CT, and you also can to use the Biomic to stain on the outside, and use the low temperature. And don't worry about the after vacuum we get the bubble. And if you use it, maybe I think you don't need the other, maybe the Mio, Shofu, Celtra, Ivory Color, or the other external stain paste. You don't use it. You don't need it. Why? Because the Biomic is the all-in-one, and is the very high color stability and precision. And before the bag, and we can to the one type bag and the second bag and the third type bag, we can to see the color is very stable, and we can to bag it again, maybe the 4 times and the 5 times. You don't worry about your color will fusing and will move, and everything is very precise. So it's a very stable material, and still get the light dynamic is like the neutral, and it's a very beautiful material. And I also say this again to shipping, because this is a liquefied ceramic, like the other brand, and you can use it to adjust your contour or increase your contact area, your bite area. And we can, to see this material is interesting, we can use the special liquid 2, liquid number 2, and to mix it, we can make our material is very sticky and like porcelain powder. So you can easily control it and make it to use it to create your morphology. So this is very interesting. So apply on your monolithic zirconia, or apply on your ceramic restoration like this. It's very, very like the porcelain powder. And good news, if you use the liquid 2 and you don't you also don't do the vacuum, and you don't worry lose your translucent, and you don't worry get the bubble, because the liquid 2 is a very special liquid. It's very sticky, and we have the liquid glass inside. It's a very special liquid, and you can use the liquid number 2, make every powder become the paste. So this is a very special and nice. And if possible, after try, you will know I say what. And we know how to use it like this. If you lose your edge length and you want to edit it, and you can use the 3D or 3D to mix the 3D, 2D, and apply on your edge area. And after the back, you can to extend your length. And also you can to apply on the contact area. And if you lose the contact or you lose the occlusion bite, you also can to apply it on the occlusion area. You don't need to layer in the porcelain, because this is very fast. So you can to apply it and with the stain in the one time to bag. So it's very convenient. And Biomic also have a very nice glaze material. They have 3 different glaze. One is a 2D, is a 2D is glaze F, is mean fluorescent, because the glaze F have a very high fluorescent, and you apply it, you can get the high fluorescent effect. And your crown put in the mouth, especially in the anterior crown, you don't worry that it will become more dark or lose the light. Yeah, because we have the fluorescent effect. So this is a very interesting and nice effect about the glass flu. And they also have the 3DV or 3DN. I say these have a more big size, the porcelain powder in the 3D material. And we can use it to layer in and adjust the contour, and we also can use it to glaze, and you can get the surface more like the porcelain layer. So it's the neutral and the nice, and we can to see this. Your surface, this is a monolithic zirconia, but the surface use the 3D. We can to see the surface like the layering, like a porcelain layering, but we save the time because we just apply very, very thin layer on the top, and after the back we can to get light dynamic. It's like the neutral and like the porcelain layer. So I say this is a very nice glaze material. And another and the last advantage is the Biomic have the large porcelain powder particle inside. And what does it mean? Because we have a porcelain powder, not only stain. Because some stain powder is the metal outside, but it's just only stain. And to mix the glaze powder, so the material is wear resistance is very, very terrible. But Biomic mix the larger porcelain powder inside, so we get the good light dynamic, and good the color, and good the surface refreshing like the porcelain, and also get the porcelain good wear resistant. So we put it, you don't worry you will stain maybe after 6 months or 1 year we are lost or wear it. Let it keep a lot, maybe over the 5 years or 10 years. We don't worry that, because it's the liquefied ceramic. So this is very nice, and apply on the surface you will get the layer effect. And Biomic, the component in the one package, one set is the 90 color. And we just list 90 color can for all restoration and all indication. Why? Because we have the 2D effect, and the 2D have the 16 colors and the glass paste. And we also have the 3D effect is the 2 spatial layer paste. And we use these to mix again, and we can get everything. Maybe like this the example, we use the 2D to apply and the staining on the monolithic zirconia, and we get the nice result. But if you want to get more better wear resistant or more like the porcelain layer crown, we can apply the 3D effect on the surface. And we can to create the micro texture and the spatial characterization on the surface. And after bake, our monolithic zirconia is look like the porcelain crown, like a laying crown. So it's a very, very interesting and a very, very nice material. And in the Biomic state, we have the color is the, I wanted to explain how to use and the develop concept. So this is interesting. We can do see we have orange 1, yellow, orange 2, and the terracotta. And translucent area, we have the purple, blue 1, blue 2, and the black color. And the characteristic, we have the white, brown, and the white C, and the pink R. And we have a major shade, and the shade A, shade B, shade C, and the shade D. And I say that we have the 3 class. The material is the F, 3DN, and the 3DV. And it's interesting and amazing. We can mix every color, every batch, anywhere if you want, because 3D is the more stickiness and more bigger particle size, and more like the porcelain. And the 2D is more like the liquefied ceramic. It's more fine particle size, but it's also the porcelain. And the 2D is the old color, and the 3D is more like the translucent, and the 3DV is a more high value. So if you lost your value, you can apply the 3D value on the outside, on the top. You can to increase your value. And we can to mix the 3D or 2D, or you can to mix the 2D and the 2D effect. You can to customize any customized color for you want to use. You also can to use to mix the other brand low fusion, low temperature stamp powder, and you can create another new color. But in my experience and my daily work, at least the 16 color is enough. It's enough for me to use. I said that it can to fit my daily work maybe 90% or 95%. I don't need to use the other powder. The 60 powder can to finish my old work. And my concept is to design and develop about this the Biomic set is interesting. Why? Because I analyze the color structure. I separate it. We have the major hue and the high saturation area and the warm area. Warm area is like the marmara area, is the characteristic spatial area, and the cold area, and almost and the normal in cold area is no denting. So this area is just only the translucent, so it's the cold. But sometimes our age is where we can our cold area just only in the distal and the mesial part. But if the young teeth or the normal teeth or the cold area is like a U curve, U shape, and this is our hue component, and the other color is almost the external stain, maybe like the quick light, white spot, or the brown stain, calcolite, and the caries. This is external stain. So we just to supply and analyze the color, choose the white is the major color, and applied and increase the high saturation color area, and to choose the nice and match the translucent area color. Maybe I can use a blue 1, blue 2, or use a black to mix the purple. I can create the dips. And I also can use the orange 1, orange 2 to create the marble area. And sometimes I can do mix the yellow. And I have the spatial color is the yellow and the pink R. This is a very bright and more like the real yellow, and the pink R is very close the red. But I say it is a pink red, pink R. It's a very close to red. So I can use these two colors to mix it and to adjust my restoration like the 3D master shade tape. I want it more closer to the R part or closer to L part. L part is the yellow. So this is a good the two color can do mix for every case. And if sometimes you like to use maybe the digital trying, maybe like the ELF or Match, and you can use the LAB, the knowledge, and the LAB, the skill to mix the yellow or red. You also can use this yellow and the pink art to create the new color and the more close to your target. I also use this skill to apply the monolithic. So I can create a monolithic. It's very like the neutral teeth and close the single teeth. Because this yellow and the pink is very nice, and I can use this skill to mix it. And I can also use the white sea or brown to create characterization, to create the quick line, white bar, white span, carries, or other spatial characterization. And the last is the 3 Glaze paste and the Glaze F. I can apply on the surface to get the good fluorescence, and I can use the 3D to apply or adjust our shape or contour. And I also can apply it inside and outside to stand the 2D, and I can do one bag finish my job. I don't need to spray 2 times or 3 times. If you want the one bag finish your color, and later I will show you how to one bag finish it. It is interesting. But if you want to apply the 3D on the surface and to create micro texture, maybe you need the 2 times 2 bag. And I said that some company they have the spatial color is maybe olive green, deep orange, or very bright blue or reddish brown. This is not normal to use. Sometimes we don't need to use this color. So Biomic don't to create this the not normal color. But if you want use, you can use you have. I believe every technician have the image, and you buy the spatial color from the stamp kit. Image included it, so you don't need to buy again. And Aidite also don't want to sell you this, because the Biomic just create the normal color. If you want to use another normal color, you can use the others and other brands, the low fusing. You can mix the Biomic you can create later, and you also can bag it very well. So don't worry it. And my concept is like this: how to the color analyze. I say it's like this: is the high saturation and the major hue, warm chroma, and the color area. I find and spread it, and I choose the Biomic to fix and to fit every different area. And last, I will choose the spatial color to create a characterization, maybe like the halo effect and the white spot and the brown stain. So I wanted to create the shade taking teeth and use the monolithic, or to create the laying crown and to edit some spatial effect on the outside is very easy, because Biomic can fix, and is a good material for you. For your daily work, everything will become very easy and convenient. And later is Biomic the fire program and layer chart. So this you can see is a very low temperature, and because that is the liquefied ceramic, so our drying time is more longer than the laying porcelain, because it's more sticky, and we use a sticky liquid, so we need more time to dry it. But you can do see the final bagging temperature is very low, just 730. So our bag cycle is very fast, so you don't worry about it. Maybe every time your bag, every cycle your bag just need 15 minutes or 60 minutes. Everything is very fast, and you don't worry. And if you use the single crown, and you also can use the fast Glaze program. But don't put too many crown in the same time, because if too many, your first Glaze program, sometimes you not easy to get the shiny surface. You need to handmade mechanical polish, just get more well. But if one crown or two crown faster, Glaze program is very nice for you. Maybe sometimes we are very rushed and finish our job. This special program is good for you. And if you use the Cervical long span bridge, and I also have another recommendation, is a low heating rate and long cooling time the program for you, maybe the 4 to 7 unit, or over the 8 units. We also have another different program for you. But of course, you can adjust or change by yourself. But I give you the best recommendation is more bigger or more longer zirconia restoration and framework. Please set your program every time is the long cooling. This is very important, because if you setting this long cooling can to protect your framework don't to fracture and chip. Because every time we bag, we have the heat, the stress inside. This is not good for your framework. So we need the long cooling time, make it to release is more good. And when you finish your work, you don't leave any stress inside. And this case sent back to the clinical. After setting, everything is more stable. Sometimes if you don't release the stress and keep it inside, when dentists set the bridge, sometimes every day, patient to children, that stress will exposure and will make your framework to crack and fracture. So it's not a good thing. So trust me, if you to bag everything, even you don't use the Biomic, if you bag the long span zirconia framework every time, even it's the 2 layer, please is a slow cooling and low heating rate is good and protect your job, and everything is good. And the Biomic have the 2 special liquid. And the liquid one, you can use it to diluting everything, and you can use it to adjust the mobility and for easy to control and using it. And please don't add the liquid one to the bottle, because this will make your material in bottle easy to become very flow, and you can flow in, and you not easy to control it. And if you make it to flow in and not easy to control, I think you not easy to use it to work. You need to dry it and mix again. So this is not good. And if you eat more moisture, and when you to apply and mixing, you can too easy to miss the bubble inside. So this is not good. So don't use the liquid one direct to put direct the drop in the bottle to mix. And the liquid 2, oh sorry, this is my wrong. Liquid 2 is the liquid 2, not the liquid 1. And we can use the liquid 2 to mix the Biomic the 3D paste, because it's I say this is more sticky and make your 3D material more like the porcelain powder. And you also can use the liquid 2 to mix the 2D. Your 2D is still, I also can become very like the porcelain powder and easy to shaping and easy to use. But the 3D paste have a little thickness. So when you to use the liquid 2 to mix it, you can easy to control the thickness and the shape and the control. And this is the special liquid Glaze liquid. So we can use it to make every powder become the paste. I said if you have other brand, you can to make it, use the liquid to make layer become the paste, and you can to mix or make layer become the paste and direct stand on your Biomic and or your restoration on the outside. So this liquid tool is a very special liquid, and this can directly put in a bottle. If your material is dry, maybe the 2D or 3D, you can to add it and drop the liquid to direct into the bottle, and you can to mix it. You can make the every material refresh and like the new and more easy to use. And then now Aidite the Biomic have the two packages. One package the basic and the start kit. They just only have the shade A, B, C, D, and the blue one, and the white, and the glaze paste, and the 3D N. This is the start kit for normal laboratory or like a factory. Just only to create the reduction tab. You don't need to create the photo. So this is a very start, and this is a start kit and the cheaper and economic for the first time to use the Biomic the user. And if you work at almost and a lot of the shade taking, or you need to create like the neutral teeth, my recommendation you can to choose the aesthetic set. This is the old set, and you can do see we have the two color and the shade tab. You can do see every bottle color on this zirconia shade tab. So you can do know every color, and they also have a two brush for 3D and the 2D. It's easy to use. And this all color I said, this the one set all color you can create every a neutral teeth color 90%. So it's very easy. So I will show some case, maybe like this posterior. It's easy. I chose my old case. I showed old case is the 3D Pro, and the old case is the monolithic. It's no layering. Sometimes I would use the Biomic to stand on some layering crown outside and make it more like the neutral and more easy. I don't need to use a lot of effect powder to layer in. I just lay in very simple the 2-layer dentine enamel, and use the Biomic on the outside. I can make my restoration more beautiful. And the 3D Pro is very like the simple layering crown, so I use the 3D Pro and just external stain in the outside, and I use the Biomic, and I can get very like the neutral teeth is like layering crown, and everything becomes easy. So sometimes for the posterior in my daily work, I think my 99% is never to layer in. Sometimes if layer just in the facial layer, I never to layer the occlusal plane. Yeah, because I just polish it. And for another posterior crown, it's the same. This is the 2 premolar, and I also use the Biomic, and this is the 3D Pro and the Biomic on the top. You see, I created like the layering crown, and I also match the neutral. So it's not easy to find it. It's not the layering crown. This is just a stain crown. So I said Biomic is the very, very nice material and the amazing effect. And for anterior it's the same. This is the we have the discoloration and the metal porcelain inside, and I use the liner apply in the inner core and to cover the dark stump, and outside is the 3D Pro, and use the Biomic to external stain, and we can get is like the beautiful and the neutral teeth. So it's become easy, especially is the multi-unit anterior teeth. If you want to layer, we spend and lost a lot of time, and use a Biomic, everything is become easy. Or like this is the 4 units and 1 pointed. Is a 3D Pro, and only external stain. So we can use a Biomic and to mix the different brand zirconia. But my recommended and first choice is the 3D Pro, because it's very, very nice and beautiful zirconia. And use it to fit and match with the Biomic is the best choice. But I know maybe some customer have the other brand. You also can use a Biomic, and you also can get a very special and amazing result. And hope you enjoy and know it. And later I will show how to do, and maybe some hands-on demonstration for you. So this is my slide presentation, and hope you know and enjoy it. And later I will show how to do and demonstration about the Biomic. Okay, and When I finish the explain about the Biomic, the advantage and the property, then now I will show you what is the Biomic material property and how to do it. So now we follow me and I will do my work and show you how to do it. Maybe that can help you to know the material property and know how to use it more well. Yep. So now I will show you how to do the Biomic material in here. Okay. Now we start it. Now we start to introduction the Biomic the system, and we can do see this shade tab. We have the usual color, and this is the ABCD shade, and we also have the 4-1 chroma color in the orange 1, orange 2, yellow, and the terracotta. And we also have the translucent color and the blue 1, blue 2, and I all have the purple and the black, and we can to use these two color to mix and create this. And I also have the brown shade, and we have the white, and the white C is the high value. And we also to create the spatial pink and yellow, and this is the pink red, and we use this to mix together and to adjust the 3D master to close red over yellow. And we also can to use it to make some case maybe like the elab and adjust the you want the shade. Okay, next step we start to introduction. We have the 3 glaze paste, and the 1 is the high fluorescence, and the 2 is the 3DV, and this is the high value material, and we can to use it apply on the surface and make the your value is the increaser, and the 3DN is the translucent. And these two bottle is big the ceramic the particle inside, and we can create the effect like the layering porcelain surface. Okay, now we into the next step, and this is the Aidite the new stamp plate and made by the Biomic. It is very interesting the product. If you have want to get it, you can do ask and contact them. And now I will introduction my concept, and this is I made the sample. And the first one is the after mini original surface, and this one is the center press, and this one is the glaze surface. Polished surface. And almost the technician ways use the center brace, and easy to make the material can to stand on the surface. But I don't like this way, because this rough surface is not the real color, and this one is the polished surface. And my usually way is use the polish skill, and so many technicians say that after polish is not easy to stand on the surface. This is an interesting topic. If I have the time, I will explain about this. And I use the Biomic. I can use the 2 color or the 3 color, 4 color, and this is a 1 bag, or I can do separate the 2 step and to stain it very neutral like the porcelain. Okay, next step I will show the 1 bag skill. We can use the 1 bag and the 1 time to get the beautiful the molecular cornea restoration. And the first thing is must careful. This is the liquid. If you use the paste material, please don't rename just only the liquid to adjust diluting and wash your brush. And don't use to mix the water, because if you use the water to wash your brush, but must make sure use the tissue paper dry it, and without any water on your brush, because water will change your flowable and not easy to control the material. And this the Biomic material, and this is the glaze flow, and all Biomic material have the porcelain particle size inside, and also contain the glaze paste inside. So you don't worry, you just use the one bag skill, you can get the beautiful and the shiny surface. Don't do the 2 times or 3 times. And every color have the particles. So every paste in contain the porcelain particle size the inside, so we can after the baker we can get the beautiful surface and effect like a porcelain layer crown. Okay, for the one bag skill, and I like to use the glaze paste to apply on the surface, be the base because the is a very thin, and I apply the glaze paste on the surface. We can to more easy to get the beautiful surface. It's a very thin. Applied it, you see. So, and next we apply this is the shade A to be the major color, and apply on the plasmo cervical. Very thin. You can do is a easy control, and very nice material. And it's your side. Yeah, it's very easy. We create the major color. You see, is very easy, and we can do see the major color. And the next step, we use the purple, and to mix some black, and we use these 2 color to mix, and different percentage we can create this layer deep, because we can use it like the translucent, and we can use this deep layer and apply on the inside or edge part, and we can very easy use this material to create and make your monolithic restoration become like the laying crown. And if you use the multi-layer like the 3D, maybe the step is not necessary. But if you use the single color or the only the normal zirconia, this step is very important, because you use this layer can create your zirconia restoration become more like the neutral teeth and have the layer effect. So please careful. Okay, now we start to create the marmelon, and this is the orange too, and this is the base marmelon color, and you can use it to mix some yellow and increase the value, or to mix some terracotta and make it more strong. And it's a very normal base marmelon color, and you can use it to adjust and mix any color to create you want. And then now we use it to put in the one area, and very careful and very fine put on it, like this, and adjust and shaping it, and we make it smooth and disappear to the major color. Use the brush to smooth it. It's very easy. Now we can see we create marmelon on the edge part, and it's a more light effect. Okay, then now we create the translucent. We can use the blue one, and we use the blue one to create the translucent effect, and put it on the medial and the distal. And of course you also can use the blue to apply it. It's very similar, and all to mix the black, make it more strong like the high deep translucent. And this is a very easy skill, and we cross it into your marmelon, and create like the high contrast. It's an illusion, but this is the liquefied ceramic, so we can create it very neutral and easy. So you see, we create the translucent effect on it. It's very easy and soon. Okay, and finish this step, and we can to use the orange one, and use this color to create the halo effect. And orange one is very similar to orange 2, the same way to use it. If you want to create more deep or more warm, you can do mix some orange one or terracotta or a little red. Or you want to create more light, you can to mix the some white color and create the bright halo effect. So this is a very easy concept. We just choose the major color and to use the others to adjust to bright or deep or strong. So it's easy. Okay. Of course, we can to use the terracotta color. This is more strong, and we can use it to apply on the high situation area. And first, I will use this color to apply on the proximal area. Of course, I said you can do use the major color to mix any powder or to mix brown. But I say this is enough for your daily work. Yeah, because this is a very normal color, not the abnormal material. And then you can use this color every day. And I apply it on the cervical part. So it's very soon. And mix your proximal. And it's easy and fast. We can to get the nice effect. Of course, you can to bake it now or not, and if you want, we can create some characterization, and I can use the brown. This is a strong color and very heavy and strong. Or you want, you can to add some more strong reddish brown, or direct use this brown color, and I use it to create maybe like the quick line. Yes, here. And the quick line or carries or some character in the cervical part. And now we use it to create a quick line. And this 2D brush is very sharp, and you can very easy. I use the tip and to create the quick line, and or create some the carries in the edge, or apply some brown in the cervical part in the proximal area. It's a very strong stain or some smoking. Yeah, it's a stain. Or some maybe like a caries. It's a more significant. Chromatic is a more dirty color. I said this not everyone like this, but can create a contrast and make it more like the neutral. So many guys like use the color, but I say this is not a normal color because just show in the proximal area. If this color is too much, and will make your teeth too dirty. Yeah, so don't do too much. Yes, finish. Okay, and finally we can to use white, and to use this color to create maybe white spot or a horizontal white band. It's a very easy way and very smooth and put on the surface. And we can very soon and easy to create the effect on our monocycle crown, and make it like a porcelain layer crown. Why? It's easy, you see, because this is a liquefied ceramic. Put it in the detail side, and we can do see. Yeah, we very soon finish this restoration, and now we can do see after bake, and we can do see the effect. Okay, now we put it in the furnace. Okay, this is after the bake, and we can do see the effect and the beautiful and the easy way. And if you want to create a porcelain layer, we can use the 3D material. This is 3D N, and this is 3D V, and they are very like a porcelain powder, so we can use it apply on the surface and create like the porcelain surface light dynamic. And you can single to use the 3D N or 3D V, and also you can mix or use the balls on the surface. And we can see the 3D is more stickiness and more thick. So when you apply on the surface, you can more easy to control and don't move. So now I will apply this on the ground surface. And another important thing is the liquid. This is the liquid too, and that is a very special liquid, and is more sticky and have contain liquid glass inside. So you can it can make your material become more sticky and hardness. So you can very easy to shaping and apply it on a surface like to layer porcelain. And please also careful don't to mix the water. So I just use the liquid and apply on the surface very fine. Sorry, so very thin, and make it a little moist and a little wet. And now I apply the 3D on the surface like to layer the porcelain. And another thing, please remember the 3D have the have the thickness. So when you apply it, and please make it very smooth and thin. If you is too sorry, your thickness is not balanced, sometimes your surface will look a little not smooth. So just apply it like to layer in the porcelain, and apply it, and use your brush to smooth, and also can do shaping. And the 3D is the translucent, so you can see very nice the light dynamic after the back. So easy and careful. And you apply, and very soon to on the surface like to the porcelain. It's a little sticky, so sometimes if you are not easy to shaping or brush it, or not easy to smooth it, and you can add some liquid, but it's easy. And some technician also maybe can make it more dry and use the plastic spatula to shaping is also okay. But I'm like use brush. Yeah, brush is more easy. And add some liquid and apply it and smooth it. And then now we can apply some 3D. This is the more bright, and create the value, so I can put it on the marginal ridge, and it is a missile marginal ridge apply on it. Of course, you can use a 3D to mix some white and make it more bright. And now and now I also can put it in on the middle part, and this create our middle part is more high value, so this area, so it's not very difficult. So and when you use the 3D material, you must be careful and remember the right thing, and apply the distal marginal ridge, because the 3D is the porcelain, and is already mixed with the liquid. So please careful, don't when you use the water to wash your brush, please make sure dry it and to touch the liquid. don't to mix the water in your 3D material, because when you use it, when you mix the water inside, you must to use the vacuum when you bake. Yeah, because our material Biomic, when you bake, you don't need the use with the vacuum. But when you mix the water inside, and you will change the material, and maybe you have the risk mix the bubble inside. So don't mix the water in your 3D material. Yeah, if you mix the water, you must to with the vacuum. But when you use the vacuum, sometimes everything is completed, and sometimes not different. Of course, we can if you want to use the original way, you can dry our 3D material and then mix modeling liquid, porcelain modeling liquid, and you can make it more like the porcelain powder to layer. But when you use this skill, you must 100% make sure you bake with the vacuum. But for me, this way is because everything is not easy. So I like the new way. Just use the liquid and to apply it and control it more easy. And this way is more simple for me, because I just shaping my surface, and it's a very fine surface and beautiful. And after bake, I can get very nice surface like the glaze. So 3D is also you can use it to be the glaze layer, and after the bake, we just the mechanical polish and create a very fine micro maybe texture. I can get my surface more like the porcelain crown. And if possible, you also can create a micro texture before the bake. And my skill is to use the hair dry and to dry my 3D material surface. Or another way is more faster. If your state is very close to your furnace, you also can use your furnace to dry the surface. It's very soon. And now I will use the furnace to show you. And this is my Dakima. And open the door, and I put my crown is close to the furnace and to drying it. Yeah, it's very soon. It's close and very faster and short second, and we can see the surface. Just make it not no shiny liquid on the surface is enough. Careful, don't use the tissue paper to dry in and resolve the water. Is not a good way, because they will make your surface is more rough. And make sure your surface is a little dry and not very wet. And we can use the brush. It's very sharp tip. This is a 2D brush, and we can use it to create maybe the vertical, very fine texture. And it's not a quick light. It's a very fine texture on the surface, on my 3D material surface. It's easy and light to create it. So I can create a very smooth micropixel on the surface. You can see it. I'm not sure under the camera, because it's a very not significant, because my shaping is very light. You can see it. I'm not sure. And also to create the horizontal. Yeah, horizontal micro texture. Yep. Okay, and the final step, and before bake, and you want to stain is also okay. I say this is like the porcelain surface, and we can use the brown to stain maybe some carries, or the red stain on your 3D surface, and we can to stain it on the same time. And I also can create a quick line, internal quick line is white, I think we create the internal quick line on the 3D. Yeah, because this porcelain layer is a very neutral look, and you also can use the knife to create the quick eye on the 3D. The final result is very amazing. So if you want, you can try this skill. So I applied some internal quick line on the surface, and I use a brush to smooth it. You see, it's a very like a porcelain layer. Yeah, and I to shaping my surface and smooth it. You can see the surface texture and the morphology. Yeah, it's nice. So, and because I don't to miss any water on the surface, so I don't need to with the vacuum to bake. So everything is more easy and simple. So we put in the furnace to bake and see the final result. It's nice. Okay, we can see this after bake and the surface texture and the surface light reflection, light dynamic is very neutral, and it's very real like the porcelain crown, but this is more realistic. So Biomic is an amazing material for us, and I make the light more dark, and we can see the surface characterization. You see the white spot, white beam, and the halo effect, and quick line, internal quick line, translucent. Everything is very neutral. Hope you like this, and this is today my demonstration. Yeah, thank you.